I'm Mike, and I'm going to walk you through a quick demonstration of the Carro Lite system. This is the smaller version for your small dealerships. If you want the full version, that's a different video for the larger car supermarkets and franchise dealers. Okay, so when you first log in on the desktop version, there is a mobile version as well, but this is the desktop version. This is your home page. It shows your inquiries, your test drives, your sales, your deliveries, and then we have some quick links. Now as we go down, there is a quick link to getting started. Now clicking that will open up a window that shows you how to set up things like customer imports, logo setup, marketing templates, email forwards for all your leads to come in, stock imports, things like that. If you're unsure, you can always contact us. Right at the very bottom there is a email support, calls and WhatsApp button to go through. So I'm looking at the home page. We have your stock on the home page here. We can go through and click on vehicles as we go through them, or you can just change the status from here to make it really quick. To add a customer, we can either go to the menus at the top and go customers, add a normal customer for the larger method, like the full method. Or if you want to just quick add a customer, click quick add a customer. Enter a customer or business name, so John Rolls. Let's just make up a number and give them an email address. Oh, need to put the at in there. Okay, press add. Now this is a test site and we've used that email address several times. So it's matched the word John and matched the email address. So if it was one of those customers, we can click select. If it's not one of those customers, we just continue clicking the blue button. If it didn't find the duplicate, it would just continue straight to this screen. So let's say they're a retail customer and it was a walk-in and they're after one of our stock vehicles. So that stock vehicle will be, let's choose this red car here. So that's as simple as that, it's done. We can view the customer record and add more details, or we can add more customer details. If we'd gone through the full add customer process, it would have asked us for their address and the phone numbers and everything else. We can still add that within the contact area of our form. We have our privacy as well for DPA settings. Under the customer record, everything really is under inquiry, so just a bit of information about the source of inquiry, the mileage, etc. These are all optional fields just to fill in if you want to capture more information about the customer. Most of what you want is under the inquiry vehicle tab, where you can do a stock search, a VRM lookup. Down here we have some images of the vehicle you can go through and click and view. If you want to enter a part exchange, you can click enter part X. Just enter a reg number, press VRM lookup, and that will find the VRM details. Press if it's correct. Factory fit automatically gets populated for some models. If it isn't populated automatically, you can add them in here because these are all the ones that came for that manufacturer and that model type. As you go through for the part exchange, it fills in as much as it can. You can put in some finance agreement details, you can do a valuation lookup, you can do a full appraisal on the vehicle, recording images, you can do an MOT check. Go there and it clicks and goes through to DVLA, pulls it all in. You can upload images of the vehicle. This can either be from this computer or a mobile device. You can scan the QR code on your phone to actually get that image across to from your phone. Same for any damage. You can click on and view damage, add damage vehicle information as well. Now, deals, order form and invoice are all options. You may not see these on your setup. This is a demo site with lots of options turned on, so they have these features. I won't go through these now because they're not on most people's systems, but we will make a different video on those if you want to use those. Or if you want those turning on, you can contact Carro Support. We can get those turned on for you. Under actions, it's really just to close this inquiry if it's done, or you can archive the customer, or you can transfer to a different sales exec if you've got 2 or 3 people working in the business. Going back to our dashboard now, we can do a few different things. We can look at our internet leads that are coming in, so view our internet leads. Again, all this can be done from the customers tab under search and web leads, and you can find your customers that way as well. If we wanted to find that customer again, we can just type in all or part of his name and it finds him. So or part of the phone number, etc., it would find them. So they're very easy to find that way. But moving on to internet leads, this is all the internet leads we've had coming in over the last few days. Say it's test sites, we've just been pushing a few in. Here's the test leads types, and here's the test lead sources, so we can filter it by just the Auto Trader ones, or just the Motors ones, or all. We can press view on that lead. We can see all the details all mapped out into these boxes. If it came in via email, like a lot of Motors ones and Car Gurus ones do, you can click and view the original email layout in case something hasn't come through. Here's the customer message: can you arrange a test drive at 2 p.m. on Tuesday? Now, usually it would match a customer record here, but with this being a test site, it's actually matched on a lot of rubbish that's already in the database because we need to clear this out. But it would actually match on a customer if they already existed, so it would match on your phone number, match on your mobile number. If it's not one of those customers, you want to press accept. It goes in. It's not a duplicate. Let's carry on because it thinks it is a duplicate. So we'll continue. We can actually go through now and go to the customer record and enter some more details, or we can email the customer. So if this customer inquired about a vehicle, we can actually create them and send them an email based on information on the vehicle one that they want. So if we look at it in this method, let's say they're after that Audi Q2, we push that in, and then we can see it adds all the details here. We can actually change any of this text and delete some of it if we want to, but it creates a nice email with all the imagery in the email for the customer, and we can press send. If we want a copy of that email, we can click send a copy to me. And once that's been sent, so I will just send that to as a test, otherwise it will go through to the actual customer. So under contact history now, we can see that the customer came in, we've sent them an outgoing email, and they've also got a note of saying, can we arrange a test drive, in their notes section. So it all comes in here. We can action that in our diary. We can add more notes about what happened to the customer. This happened today. And then we can say, well, actually, what happened today in terms of actions? Well, the customer sent a internet chat. An internet lead. Did anything occur? Well, did we have a test drive or a sale or a lost sale? Well, none of the above. Do you want to contact them again in the future? Yes, we do. Let's contact them tomorrow on the 18th at 10 a.m. And we're going to put them in for our diary for 2 hours. Okay. They're going to be a visit. It's going to be a test drive. Okay, test drive in was it Q2? Create the diary entry, and that goes into our diary. Now here's our diary for today. We've got a couple of green entries which are new inquiries, the one we're working with at the minute. Anything in white means it's waiting to be done. Anything in grey means it's already been done, and then there's our overdues, the ones that we promised we'd contact but we haven't done yet. We can hide our new inquiries if our diary gets too busy. We can also hide our completed contacts if we get too busy, and hide our overdue if we don't want to see those because we get too many at this point in time. So these are just the things I need to do today. 10 till 11 is go and contact Jen Robinson. So if I click on Jen Robinson, I can see her contact history, and it's carry out test drive. So we can do that. Looking back at our diary, we also have a week view, so you can see everything that's going on for this week. You can click on those individually and go through those details, or you can click on the new inquiries that came in on that day. We can look at a month view, so this will load up our month view. That will load in, and then we can also load up our overdues and see anyone who needs to be actioned that hasn't yet been actioned. Okay. Under our dashboard again, this is really our kind of main control panel of everything going on. You do have reports like new inquiries. We can see how people contacted us and all the people that came into the dealership. We can find everybody there. We can add new vehicles. If you're not linked to us via Auto Trader and you want to add your vehicles manually, you can do it this way as well. So let's go in and do adding a vehicle this way. So then it's found that car. We're going to say it's got these options from the factory, and we're going to continue. Current mileage is 45,000 miles, retail price 19,995. It's got full service history and it's available. We could actually set it to in prep waiting for sale, and then it won't appear on some of the advertising sites or on our website, but we'll just leave it available for this one. Now we can get AI to generate a description for us, a short, medium or long. So let's just click on long description, and we can always trim it back if we want to take some bits out of it. So that will go off and actually generate a description. So there's our description. So we can also add on something called end text. So the end text is something that you write and you set up within your config of the system. And in the config, you can add like stock images for things like AA warranty and things like that, things you want to add into the vehicle image pack. And you can also add some text. So in this end text, I've written, our sales exec Daniel can be reached by a WhatsApp using this, this, and this. This is what we do. So every vehicle on the end of the description will have this end text added to the end of the description. If we press that button, just saves us typing it out every time. But I'll show you where to configure that soon. So now we can upload images from this device or from our mobile device. So if we do that, add some images. So let's add in these images here and just press start upload. That will upload those images to the server. So once that's finished, we can close that window and then these images will load in. So they will load in and attach to that vehicle. Now we can actually edit them here if we want to, or change the backgrounds or do things with them, or we can change the order. So if I wanted to put that one first, we can move that one there. This is the order we can put them in. See, it's updating those as we go. In fact, let's have that one first. Ooh. There we go. And press continue to advertising. So here within the config area, we can set up our advertisers. So this test company has all these set up. So I'm going to say I want this car sending to all those websites currently. And then we can go and add another vehicle, because that's complete now. Or we can go through and edit the full vehicle record details. So here's the full record details vehicles. So we can go through and check that. We can look at our information. We can put in stock numbers, key numbers, MOT dates, etc. A lot of that pre-fills where it can. Add our supplier details. We can look at our images. We can look at any current inquiries or in customer matches against our databases to say, of that new stock vehicle that's coming, have we got any customers that are potential matches? So these are all 100% matches because they're after the same car. We use this test car a lot, unfortunately. But here, these are only a 34% match because they're after an Audi in a similar colour, a similar price, but it's not quite the same model. Here we can change our advertisers too. But if we go into our images, if we want to AI change the background, we can click on this button, select the images that we want to do in batch. So we don't need to do the internal images, obviously, because they don't need background changes, but they do. Submit those images and that will change the background. Or alternatively, what we can do is we can go into edit the image, rotate, zoom in, zoom out. And then what we can do is we can background replace, which will take the background away, and we can put one in that we've got as a stock image, like a background of something like the dealership. Or we can do a background replace this way by choosing one of the background selections. So let's just choose that one. Okay, so now that's replaced the background and put it into a different background stance. We can then save that image as it is, or we can upload logos. So let's just I don't know, we've put a couple of test logos on here. Let's put this one up here, put it in that corner, and let's choose a Trustpilot one as well, which we can also put down here, or maybe in this corner. The stickers, and then we can save that. So that will go through and that will save to the images, and that will come through as our primary image now. Okay. So at any point we can go to stock search, find those vehicles. If we want to just type in grey, we'll find grey cars, blue cars, A5. Oh, we haven't got any of those. What have we got? Focus. We've got a Focus there. The fast search is really fast to try and find your cars, so that's nice and easy to find them. And all you do to edit them is just to literally click into the image, and then it takes you through to the vehicle details. Okay, and then on our dashboard again here, that information and that vehicle will be on here. We can change the status anytime to do this very quickly. Okay, we can also search by reg, so this could be the stock vehicles, or it could be a part exchange vehicle. So if I type in a reg, I'm hoping this one's in the database. Yeah, it says it's found it as group stock, and it's also found it as customer inquiries, and it's found it as a part X vehicle. So yeah, it's in there more times than I thought it was. So that just works because if you see a customer coming into the car park, and then and that's obviously not the right reg number. If a customer coming in the car park and you type in a reg number, it will search the stock, the inquiries, and the part exchange vehicles, basically any reg number stored on the system, and it will find you a match in some way. We have lots of reports available showing, number of inquiries. We have some nice internet based inquiry graphs as well that show you all your sources and leads and when they came in. The reports are a whole huge section which I won't go through now, but the idea is you can look at things like your source of inquiry and see what's working for you. You can find all the sales, deliveries, and lost sales. You can do information based on your stock profile, and it will tell you all different things about your stock. Lots of different reports in there which we'll go through in a completely separate video. Okay. We also have a email inbox. We give you an email address as part of your setup which you can forward leads to. So anything that comes through you can pick up in that email inbox. You can also import customers from a file. So if you have a file sat around from a different system, or you've got it bought in from somewhere else, you can actually import that there. We have a marketing wizard which allows you to market your customers. So we can go through and we can say on the database there's currently 759 customers. We can say of those we want to look at the ones that came in the last 30 days, 343. An inquiry type, they're looking for used cars. I think they all are. Looking for specifically a Audi. That's down to 40 now. And we're looking at ones that have visited the dealership. Well, there's 20 of those. So right, let's build a list. So we can see that 6 have actually been sold already and 3 have been delivered. We should have selected ones that haven't been bought because we could have done a bulk marketing campaign then for an Audi we've got in that we can then go through and do. So we can send a bulk marketing campaign, we send a bulk SMS campaign, we can convert these to a prospect list or convert them to Excel to put into a different program like MailChimp or someone like that to do your marketing. The marketing suite also have different features. We can actually add email templates. You can add those, create those. They can be used for single emails or bulk emails. Same for SMS. Within the automated kit section, we have a rules set up. So within the rules, we actually have a facility to say, give it a rule name. So this is going to be an email after a new customer is added. So we're going to send template, general inquiry. I don't know, we'll have to create one for that. And we're going to send it after the event. We're going to send it 2 hours after the event of first contact. And there's no abort method. I mean, the reason why we have the abort method is if they send a test drive request, but then they've cancelled the test drive, then we can cancel that, etc. So this rule basically says if the system will send out an email with the subject general inquiry on 3 hours after the first contact has happened with the customer. Let's save that rule. We can send it out immediately if we want, but it's good to let the customer kind of be out of the dealership first and say thank you for your inquiry. But we can create as many rules as we want. We can go through and create different rules, and we'll constantly be adding different things on there. We're going to add in things like birthday reminders for customers, finance renewal reminders, and MOT reminders, things like that. So that's part of the automated KIT process. KIT stands for keep in touch. Okay, so that's a very whistle-stop fast run through of the system. The only other things I've not been through really are the config, where you can add more users. You can set up your stock library, like I say, the end text is in there, and put in some imagery for adding in as stock imagery. You can set up email response templates, so each salesperson can have a response template. We have a Twilio API integration, which allows you to send SMS messages and WhatsApp messages through your Twilio account, which is free to set up. You just need to register your credit card for any charges for costs for that. Google Calendar links, if you have Gmail or anything like that, we can link that into your diary system. We have a link to Slack, which is a messaging system. And we have your stock advertiser setup, so we can link to which advertisers do you advertise on. And then obviously there's your stock library we've just shown you as well. So, and you can also actually upload your company logo as well. So here you can upload your company logo, and that will replace on the top nav bar, so it looks like a custom system for you. And it will also appear on any invoices and order forms and things as well. Okay. If you wanted to import stock from a file, you can also import stock from a file. You can set up your sources of inquiry here for different ones. You can set up message notifications, so if something happens you can ask it to email, SMS or WhatsApp or Slack or mobile app ping you. We can also, if you're linked to us via website, if we've built your website, you can manage your reviews in here, and you can actually also change the look and feel. So this is one of 2 look and feels for the Lite suite. This is the alternative look and feel, so you can have it this way if you want. A lot of people do prefer this way, other people prefer the other way. It's completely up to you. You can have it however you want. So I'm going to change it back to the white one just for demo purposes to keep it consistent for the videos. Up top here we have support, so you can actually click on the knowledge base, watch training videos, contact us, details, they're all in there. If you click on your name in the top corner and press edit profile, you can actually upload a picture if you want to, and change your password here and enter your details and make sure that they're correct. Okay. That's really it for the Lite system. There is a full system, as I've said, which has a lot more features and different areas of the system. So if you're interested in having some extra features adding, we can always pull those in, because it is a modular system and we can pull those in. But we try and keep this Lite system for smaller dealers very small and easy and manageable to use without too much going on. So thank you for your time.